All right, happy Friday, everybody. Before we go any further, I just want to let you know that on Wednesday, September 16th, we are going to have an assessment that will cover equations. It will be using the Discovery Education platform. So everything that we've gone over in this unit the past few weeks as far as multi-step equations and inequalities, as well as types of solutions, which you did yesterday. All that is going to be assessed on Wednesday. Okay? So there'll be more details to follow with that throughout the upcoming week. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do in this equations unit is learn how to apply multi-step equations to geometry. And so you sort of got a preview of this yesterday when we did our problem here about types of solutions at the bottom left-hand side with the two shapes and finding the perimeter for those shapes. And what we're doing today is going to basically be the same thing. So what we can do now is, if you need to, go ahead and pause the video and reproduce these two figures in your notebook. So what we're looking at here is, it says consider the following figures. Write an equation to find the value of x so that each polygon has the same perimeter. Then solve for the perimeter. Okay, so if you need to, take a moment and reproduce these in your notebook, and then we will go ahead and continue. All right then, so here's what we're going to do is, we know that our triangle has the sides x plus 6, x plus 3, and x plus 9. So since this particular triangle is not an equilateral triangle, we're going to have to add these three expressions to come up with an expression that models the perimeter of this triangle. So 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 9 is going to be 18, and then x plus x gives me 3x. So there's the perimeter, an expression that tells us the perimeter of the triangle. Now, the parallelogram had x plus 1 and x plus 4. And if you remember, the opposite sides of a parallelogram are congruent. So we have x plus 1, x plus 1, x plus 4, and x plus 4. So when I add all these up, I have 10 and 4x. So those are the two expressions I'm going to use to write my equation. So the question was, first, to write an equation for when they are the same. And we remember that the word same means equals. Okay? So we're looking for the value of x that will make these the same. So all I do here is move my smaller variable to the larger. So the value for x that will make both perimeters the same is x equals 8, or the value of 8. Now the rest of the problem says to solve for the perimeter. So since both of these perimeters are the same at x equals 8, all I need to do is substitute 8 into one of the expressions. So if I take the 8 and substitute it into the expression for the triangle, so the perimeter of both shapes is going to be 42. And just so we can see the illustration here, if you were to substitute 8 into the other expression, again, you would have 42 on each side of your equation. So the correct answer here is going to be 8. All right then. So for the next example, we see here it says again to consider the following figures, write an equation to find the value of x so that each polygon has the same perimeter, then solve for the perimeter. So this time I'm again looking at a triangle, but I also have a pentagon, okay? So a pentagon, all the sides of that pentagon are going to be congruent. So since the side of my pentagon is 5x, or excuse me, 4x, and I have 5 sides, I'm simply going to do 5 times 4x, which is going to equal 20x. So there is an expression that illustrates the perimeter of my pentagon. Now my triangle has sides of x plus 14, 8x plus 9, and x plus 17. So when I add all these up, I get 14 plus 9 is going to be 23, and then 23 plus 17 is going to give me 40. And then x plus 8x is 9x plus x gives me 10x. So my equation for when these are the same is going to look like this. 20x equals 10x plus 40. So now I can solve for the value of x when both perimeters will be the same. So I'll subtract 10x from both sides. So 20x minus 10x equals 10x. So 10x equals 40. Divide both sides by 10. And x equals 4. However, the remainder of the problem says to find the perimeter. So I can take either expression and substitute x. So if I take 20x and do 20 times 4, I get the number 80. So the perimeter is 80. Likewise, if I would have chosen the other side, which was 10x plus 40, and substituted the 4, I would have 40 plus 40, and that equals 80 as well. All right, so what I'm going to have you do today is, on your assignment, Geogebra Friday, it says about the short video. It also mentions the equations assessment on Discovery Education. So there's just here 5 different problems for you to work, okay? Or excuse me, 4 problems, I'm sorry. 4 problems for you to work. So just do those on a separate sheet of paper and turn them in so I can see you know how to do this. And that will be it for Friday. So everybody, have a great weekend. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication this week. And on Monday, we will begin literal equations. Okay, we're going to begin literal equations on Monday.